He became as a successful lawyer.
The fact that I possess a rather healthy male ego ironically seemed to make me a candidate for a seminar held in Irvine, California, conducted by a man named Dr. Warren Farrell, author of the book The Liberated Man. In this seminar, we were supposed to reverse the sexual roles normally played in society so we might better understand how we treat the members of the opposite sex.
And I'll be asking tonight for women to walk a mile in men's moccasins and for men to walk a mile in women's moccasins. I work off of an old Indian proverb, and the old Indian proverb is, "Don't judge me until you've walked a mile in my moccasins." So the whole purpose of the evening is to get women to experience what are the nervous patterns that men go through that make us insecure, and get men to understand what are the things that women learn to do that make them insecure in their own way.
Dr. Farrell uses a number of techniques to put us in the other sex's shoes, and he starts with a simple exchange of height. So to reverse a normal situation, he asks the women,
stand on a chair and to hold a boy in dance position, and with the woman leading in the dance position. And have the women stand on the chair and experience what it's like to be in a more powerful position, in a stand-up position. And men often say, well, gee, I found myself feeling more overpowered. And in fact, when the woman came down and kissed me, my neck was hurting because I was having to, lean up to be kissed by her. So it's the beginning of helping people understand what it's like to be in the other sex's shoes.
Dr. Farrell had already pushed the male ego button with his simple exercise. There was a lot of nervousness and laughing, but it was obvious his message was beginning to come home.
She kept holding me saying, look up, I felt manipulated, like she had control over the situation, which it isn't supposed to be. I mean, she was...
Well, after that elevating experience, the lecture proceeded, with Dr. Farrell upping the stakes by explaining to us his infamous role reversal date.
In the role reversal date, I'll be asking each of the women to stand in front of the room and to look over the boys totally as sex objects. Women, your job will be to get as far as you can get, particularly to see whether or not you can score. And then, women, no matter how far you get, I'll ask you to come back here and exaggerate how far you got. Boys, our job is to preserve our reputation.
Well, as you may know, there's not much of my reputation left to preserve. But nevertheless, we were divided up with the women checking out us men.
And they want our rears? Is that what you're asking for? Okay, rear view, and rear view first.
As we were busy putting our best side forward, the women began to think about their choices. When the females were unleashed, some of them spent time wondering whether I was just another pretty face or perhaps a blonde bombshell with not much upstairs. You see, they didn't care about my personality or my mind. They were playing it female macho with me and all the other guys, and playing it to the hilt.
We don't have to go anywhere, do we? We can just stick...
Can I get your address?
Well, let me make a decision for you.
Right. I think you should go with me.
But by all means, feel relaxed.
Oh, maybe we could just go out on a bench and talk. You aren't attached right now or anything, are you? Come on, don't touch me.
She's driving me home.
Would I ask for your phone number if I really didn't intend to use it? Well, that's you had to drink.
And so it went on, the sexual role reversal date. The men were acting kind of like women, and the women were acting kind of like animals.
Just a little kiss. Just one kiss.
I didn't know you.
How about breakfast tomorrow morning?
Sure.
Well, come on,
Playing.
Well, we made it through the date, but that was tame compared to the objectification that we men were about to be subjected to, namely the male beauty contest. Dr. Farrell says that the male beauty contest is a way of demonstrating the fact that women are subjected to a kind of beauty contest every day of their lives, because men tend to focus in on women's bodies. Now, men, on the other hand, come under tremendous peer pressure to become, quote, one of the judges and make some comment in order to be accepted by their male peers. Well, today, the tables have turned.
Which is your favorite chest, one of these boys? You want less flab and more hair? Yes. How many women want more hair in them?
Well, it all seems like fun, but when you ask these men how it really felt to be judged like pieces of meat, you discover something.
I didn't like being exploited. I didn't like that. I didn't like the, scoring me and picking me over and feeling on me. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all.
It was degrading to be looked at as a piece of meat. I don't think I'll ever look at a girl the same way again.
In the future, when I look at somebody, I'll try not to judge them on how they look outside, but how they look on the inside, because that's really what's important.
The women obviously had some fun that night, but there were some mixed feelings about it as well.
So when the guys were up there tonight, strutting their stuff and taking off their shirts, it was fun to make them embarrassed for a change instead of let them see how it is.
And having to try on some of the real sexist things was so repulsive. It made my skin crawl.
I will be more aware of how the man feels, as well as myself, when in actuality I am dating or talking or whatever.
For a while they were just trying to get their revenge, but in the end, we made peace in the end, I guess. And I hope more people nationwide could try and make peace on this kind of level with the opposite sex.
Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I wasn't out there showing off my Midwestern cheesecake, it's because this young lady and I were still trying to make peace between the sexes. So, where are you from?